noticed it like start to slow down. I thought, okay, the battery's dying, and I see smoke come out of it.
Hello, and welcome everybody. JB here with JB's RCs. Thank you so much for stopping by. Got an excellent running video for you today. Doing a little trail run with the Cross RC JT6. This is, as you can see, obviously a 6x6. Has the locking differentials for the axles, has a 2-speed gearbox, has a couple of little lights in the headlights there. A few upgrades that we've done, of course. Some brass hex extensions on there. We did brass weights on the front axle. We got some 1/9 metal beadlock wheels all the way around. We got some 1/9 BFGoodrich all-terrain TAs for tires on there. We switched up the motor and ESC for the Fusion SE 1200 kV. Gives me plenty of torque still in both high and low gear, and tons of towing. We also added a little extra weight up in the front, just some of those sticky lead weights I put on the inside of the front fenders, and running some dual stage foams in the front tires, single stage in the rear. Also lowered it by adjusting the shocks. Added a few scale pieces on the roof there in the bed of the truck. The cones I actually 3D printed myself. The little motor on the back there is one of the cooling fan motors that you can buy. Just built that. And then on top I got a little skateboard, a little bicycle, a little chainsaw. It's got metal front and rear bumpers on it, KYX metal front and rear bumpers. And we're running 3S lipo and still running stock servo because it's a beast, and the stock transmitter receiver. This thing's awesome.
I know.
That cab over design, super cool cab on there. Still trying to figure out an interior for it because I do want to put an interior in there. And I think once I put the interior in, I'll take those extra weights out of the front. I think we'll still have enough, but super surprising, this truck. Matter of fact, on this day, on this trip, we actually ran it twice. So this did 2 trail runs without any issues. Second time, Ian drove it on the trail, and he actually pulled quite a few hard lines. There was one line he pulled, there was some side hill that was insane. And we were both very, very surprised this thing didn't tip over. And of course, as you saw in the beginning, we went through the water there, and this has open receiver stock. So I did put a waterproof receiver box in there, so it is waterproof now. I don't think the little micro servos that do the shifting and the differential gears are waterproof. The steering servo might also not be waterproof, but it wasn't in the water for too long, and everything worked fine afterwards, so we're all cool with that. I do love this truck, love the look of it. I know it's a beast. I've had a trailer behind this with a truck on it and a truck on the bed of this, and it just moves right along, no problem, in both high and low gear. So that 1200 kV has got plenty of torque to move all the weight around. I think this thing is about 13 pounds without the battery. Probably 14 with the battery. I got it set up pretty nice. I haven't really changed anything on this in a long time. So if you guys have seen this before, you know all the goodies. Just trying to get all that weight up over there. And these tires really aren't meant for a ton of off-roading. The lugs are deep, they're not chunky. They work pretty good on the rocks. They're sticky enough. And on trails here, as you can see, they work really well. Until you try to get up something, try to pull that 13 pounds up over. Love the articulation on this truck. Still one of the quietest drive lines. It's got the separate drive line for that far back axle. So instead of running through the middle axle to get to the back axle, there's a whole nother drive line that runs over top of it through the chassis and down to that last axle. That makes a big difference, so you don't get that axle twist on that center axle, which most 6x6s have if they don't have that path, or if they have the pass through. This one has the separate. And like I said, that steering servo is probably one of the better RTR steering servos in any truck I've had. And like I said, 13 pounds, and this thing will still turn the wheels with all the weight on those fronts, which is nice. Hanging out with Ian's RC. You'll see his truck in the background there on this video. For a little while at least, he did break. I think he burnt the motor out or something on this trip. Just saw the SCX6 in the background there just a few seconds ago. That was my old SCX6 that I sold to a friend of ours, Tommy, who comes out with us. So he was out running that. It's always nice to see one of my old trucks out running. So I try to sell most of my trucks to somebody I know. I can keep an eye on them and see how they're going. And
I'd like to get
he's
the
had
one,
no
the
issues
yellow
with
one
that
back to this
SCX6. Drives it almost every single time we go out. And he's put a beating on it. And I know he plays around with it at his home as well. He tows his kids around in the wagon and himself around. The thing's a beast. But this 6x6 is probably one of my favorites. I know I do have the UMG 6x6. Just the fact that it's
nice.
A little bit rare and also quite capable for what it is. But this thing is, with the upgrades and everything, is unstoppable. I'll put this against any 6x6. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video. Thanks again for stopping by. And like, comment, subscribe, smash that notification button if you haven't already for future videos. Got some more coming as always. And summer coming up, hopefully I'll be doing a little bit more video. Just with a little bit less work, so I have a little more time to mess with these things. Yeah, look at that thing. It just looks awesome. Such a monster. Now this right here is tough for a 4-wheel truck. Somehow I pitched it up through with the 6-wheeler. And right there, like, why didn't it flip over right there? You think it would go inside with the sides to it? You can get that front tire right up off the ground and it'll stay somehow. Yeah, that front bumper, front and rear metal bumpers, I love that front bumper. The look on it it perfectly matches the grill and does a great job. So, well, we'll see you guys next time. Enjoy the rest of the video. It's almost over here. And get out there and have some fun.